As an Etsy store owner, you need to be taking advantage of Pinterest to send free traffic from Pinterest to your Etsy store to sell your products. Now, creating Pinterest pins for every single Etsy product can be incredibly time consuming. So I've created a way for you to connect your Etsy store to Pin Generator to create an automated flow of pins that are created from your Etsy store listings that go out onto Pinterest with specialized AI titles, descriptions, and much more. And this will help you get a large-scale Pinterest marketing campaign out there for all of your products at once with doing very little effort. So I'm going to show you today how to connect your store really quickly and how to start creating pins on autopilot. So have a look here. We're on pingenerator.com, and simply you need to click the button Start Pinning Now. I'm going to call this automation Etsy store. How many pins we want to create per day. So for new accounts, I would start with 3 to 5 pins a day, and for older accounts, I would go up to 15 to 20 a day for accounts that are 3 months old or so. And then when an account is mature, you can go from 20 to 50 pins a day as you like, but I would recommend ramping this up slowly. So for a new account, we can start off with, let's say, 3 pins a day, and then you can choose to create an automation batch every week or every month. Now, I would recommend starting with every week, and once you're happy, flip it over to every 4 weeks, and then you only have to review your content once a month. So the next step is where you're going to get your content from. So we can scroll down here and see Etsy Store as an option. We're simply going to select Etsy Store. If you haven't got a store connected yet, it'll ask you to connect at this point, but it'll load up all your products from your Etsy Store. Now, you can search for the products, and you can simply select all of your products. And you can have this setting on here, which will allow you to include new products that are added to your Etsy store. So you won't have to update the automation. Every time you add new products to your Etsy store, they'll be added automatically to the automation. So I only have 1 product here, so let's create pins for that. The next step is you can select a color palette as well as select templates. So you can select blank templates here with just an image if you'd like, but you can also select templates that have text, as well as like a URL and a brand name and a brand logo. There's all sorts of templates you can select from here. And if you don't like any of these templates, you can also create your own templates, create dynamic fields, dynamic colors, dynamic images. It's super powerful. Then in the AI options section, the generate titles with AI and generate descriptions with AI is toggled on by default for these, because a lot of Etsy stores have a lot of Etsy store products have titles and descriptions that don't quite work on Pinterest. So this setting is going to allow us to rewrite your titles and descriptions to be Pinterest friendly, so that you get the best impact from Pinterest SEO to get the most traffic to your pins and to your Etsy store. Then you have an option to generate pins with AI. So if you're not quite happy with the images that are available for your Etsy product, you can also generate them with AI. So for a quick example here, so we're selling Pinterest templates in this store. So we could say, I'm creating Pinterest templates, create a mosaic style patterning of Pinterest templates on a blank or slightly colored background. So that is the prompt I'm using, and then we can create a test image just to see what kind of images and titles and descriptions will be created using the setup. So you can see here, it's taken one of our products from our store, and it's used that to generate an AI title and description. It's then generated an image based on that title, description, and your AI prompt. And it's come up with this. So boost engagement with Canva templates, struggling to capture, so it's got a nice description, and then it's got a mosaic style with Pinterest templates like I've said. So you can play around with this, generate another, or you can say looks good, and you can edit your prompt if you'd like to. I'm gonna use this to generate our pins now, but you can also just turn it off and it'll use your product images. So actually, let me not do generate images with AI just now. We can do that later. Then you have the option to generate alt text with AI. So alt text is just the text that describes the image, and this helps with Pinterest SEO. You have this as an option to turn on or off. I think it's very helpful, so I keep it on. and then you can set the language and tone for your AI. So if you want to break into, let's say, the French market with any of your Etsy products, you can set the AI language to French, and it'll create all your pins in French and allow you to access this new market. Then on the next step, you can simply select your Pinterest profile that you want to pin to. Oh, let me select a different one here. This one. And then you have an option on how to select boards. So you have two options. Either use AI to select a board, or you specify the boards you want to pin to. So I would recommend using AI selected boards. So what it does here is it'll look through your entire list of boards on your Pinterest profile, and it'll try to match the pin that it's created to an existing board. But if it can't find a good match, then it'll create a new board for you to pin to. And alternatively, you can set a specific board where you can just set the board itself, but you can see how this would be very static. And if you have lots of products that are in kind of different categories, let's say you're selling jewelry, you're selling earrings and necklaces, you might not want earrings and necklaces to be on the same board. You want a necklaces board and an earrings board. So if you use AI selected boards, it'll split up your pins logically like that. And then lastly, on the next screen, you can see just an overview of all the settings we've set up, and then you can generate your first batch of pins now. You can wait for this to complete, or this will also send you an email once your pins are complete, and you can then load them up there. Okay, our pins are ready. Let's click Load Pins and Review. So we can see that all of our pins are ready. There's some images that don't quite work here and some that do. So let's have a look. So these are the images pulled in from the Etsy listing. Now, not all of these are going to work, so if I don't like some of them, I can just remove them quite like so, and I can use the image I do like this. So another way to quickly do this is to simply click the shuffle button under the pin and to get the result you want. So you can see here that we've got a prescribed time and board for us to pin to. And what we can do is review all of the pins as we need to. And once we're happy with all of them, you can simply click the Schedule All button, and that will schedule all of the pins for you. You can also make a bunch of tweaks. You can change the templates that you want selected. Let's say you want a different type of template. There's loads of templates that are both pre-made here and also shared by the community. So you can go through hundreds and hundreds of templates to choose from. You can update your brand style. You can set different color palettes. You can also set your brand name as well as set the logo if you're using those in the templates. You can also rewrite all titles with AI if you're not happy with the titles, as well as descriptions. And you can also bulk override a bunch of settings here. So that is a quick breakdown of how you can create Pinterest pins from your Etsy products. Now, if you're looking for guidance on how to start and where to start and how many pins to pin per day, come over here to our growth plan. It's a free 3-month Pinterest growth plan. It'll teach you why Pinterest marketing is so powerful, and it'll teach you how to automate your Pinterest traffic from your Etsy store in 3 months. So it's got a 3-month breakdown and how to do this, and what each of the months is going to look like and what you need to do. And it's got a really great step-by-step process on how to really succeed with Pinterest and with Pin Generator. So I hope that is really helpful for you guys. Let me know any questions down in the comments below. I'm super available to answer any questions you may have, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.